previously on the Overbrook Show. This is when I came home and I had to tell my mom, like, yeah, I got released, you know? And like just watching her cry like that broke me, man.
It got confusing. Everything was blurry in terms of like your vision of your own personal goals. It doesn't look as clear and people don't even understand where it's coming from, right? Giving back is probably the biggest thing.
Your soul starts to heal. So you start to see it like you see yourself in everybody, a little bit of your piece of yourself in everybody, you know.
And we need to ensure that people here have opportunities to jump over the poverty line and be able to stay here and contribute with more resources.
Going through all that pain, really healing and understanding like who I am for the first time again, you know, from like the core, from the center. That's where Prezdential started.
From public housing to the classrooms, we were looking for guidance, for someone to lead. Some found it on the block, some in the class, some in the studio, and some on the ball court. But without the right blueprint, even the greatest architect might fall short. Too much distractions along your journey. Sadly, some fell off course. We've lost out on greatness due to a lack of direction. What could be worse than seeing a face you know belongs on billboards, being put on shirts? I tried to find the words, but poetry can't explain how much that hurts. I wish the mandem could understand how much these streets are cursed. No one seems to make it out, but everyone swears they'll be the first.
I think the reason it was very important to include artists is because I think there's always been a tie between hip hop and basketball. The culture is so similar, and usually in the neighborhoods, I think growing up, most of the youth, they were either, like at least my time, we were either moving towards becoming artists or becoming athletes. So I think that tie between worlds has always been so close that I think I wanted to see how many similarities there are in our approaches or even in the way we create.
December 24th, when the SWAT was at the door, looking for my brother, never seen that before. Automatic guns like soldiers that go to war. Pointing at his hand while he flat down on the floor. Thank the Lord that my mom didn't see that. Get it, she did, man. She would have a heart attack. I was there with plenty tears, couldn't hold him back. My homie Wavy told me God takes care of that. Think about your future, think about your plans. You know you're getting closer, appreciate your fans. It's gonna be your time to be unpopular, demanding what it is. Handle your biz regardless, I'ma be your fan. Shout out my homie Easy, right into the end, guarantee that kicking when my records start to spin, cause I got my dudes forever. A queen like Coretta, I say forget my haters, I'm too focused on the cheddar, and that's real. Well, my real name is Luigi Fidelia. So that's where the Fidelia comes from in my artist name. And Fidelia actually stands for, you know, loyalty, faithful. So it's crazy how kind of my artist name kind of plays out with like the position I play in the city, because it's like, it's me being loyal to the city, you know what I mean? For most of my life, I would just kind of move like house to house in Chinatown. And that's pretty much where I kind of like learned how to like break dance, rap. Like this is where I learned, you know, just chilling in the projects. It's kind of your upbringing, you know, because after school, that's where you're chilling like for all day, you know. It's not like today where it's like most of the things are done online. Back then, it's like, even if you didn't have a phone, you knew that like people would pull up to the projects at a certain time and you would be there all day. So that's just where I learned how to play, ball, rap, dance, and just politic in general, And even though like the upbringing was unfortunate, I do think that like it played a role into the man I am today.
What do you mean when you say unfortunate?
Growing up, for one, I went to school, certain people had certain kind of cribs.
You went to Glebe.
No, I went to, when I was young, I went to St. Anthony.
Okay.
So that's my elementary school. So that elementary school actually, while I was there, won the ugliest schoolyard award twice. So I didn't even know they had an award, but there's an actual award where if your schoolyard is mad ugly, they'll give you money to prove it. And even after we got the money twice, like, it still, didn't look that great. But when I went there, it was just cement and just fences, like old fences. That's it. That's all we had.
Prison yard.
Pretty much, man. It looked like a prison yard for real. And so just kind of like growing up in that environment, and then, eventually, I was in like a single parent home and stuff like that. You would go to school and feel like out of place sometimes because you're kind of like, oh damn, that family looks like that, but it looks nothing like mine,
All right, so today we had the University of Prince Edward Island. We had the pleasure to have him at our practice. We were able to get some of our local talents an opportunity to earn themselves a full scholarship. This is what the essence of Prezdential is. So when I first started Prezdential, this is how it started. Connecting inner city youth, kids with talent, to post-secondary full scholarship opportunities. And I think we're continuing that trend, so I'm just really happy that we have the opportunity right now to get these guys their opportunity. When I first got there, it was even a struggle to get there. And I used to go out to Gloucester High School, and I used to do private sessions over there. Coach Waterman of the Ottawa Phoenix, he would let me get there and use the gym. So I used to go there from like 4 to 6 p.m., work out my guys, and then he would come in and he would have his practices. And whenever he came in, I would walk out and go into another room and just stay working out my guys, So he kind of helped me with the ground stages of building this private session, Prezdential training kind of thing, First it was Tom Hodge. So Tom Hodge used to be the head coach of La Cité. I just asked him, like, yo, Tom, man, like, let me help you with the team. Let me see if I can get on as a development coach. And he looked at me, he's like, nah. I was like, all right, bet, cool. So the next Tuesday he comes in, I'm working out guys for free. I get 10 guys into the building and I'm working them out, and I'm putting through them some stuff that he's never seen in his life. I don't think any coach has ever seen the stuff I was putting him through, because that stuff is stuff I used to put myself through. And it's like, there's a beauty. Everybody's out here going and finding trainers, but there's a beauty in learning how to work your own body. There's like an intimacy in learning yourself, learning how your mechanics move and how to improve them. You get to learn knowledge that you can't get from books. He saw that and he finally goes, yo, man, you want to come by and try this one workout for this summer? We see what you got. He gave me that one opportunity. That summer, Pascal and I, man, so Prez and I, we packed that gym. That gym had over 80 to 100 athletes in the building. It had over 50 youth that we had to run sessions for, and then it had another 40 adults, like college guys that we had to run sessions for. So like right away we got our opportunity, And after that summer, I was offered a training position as the head development coach for La Cité. So never let no be a no, learn how to pivot yourself around no's,
To watch you build it to where it's at right now, and just like the connection that you have with the youth, and how and that's what I was telling you, is that like what you do is more than ball. It's like, it's life. You're teaching life with ball.
That's what you're doing too, bro. That's exactly why I'm
and
saying.
that's how we connect, you know what I mean?
Literally, bro. I know exactly what you mean, though. Like, you're not doing music. I mean, you were doing music. Music got you here. That was your vehicle.
Yeah.
But at this point right now, it's beyond music. I don't even work out like I used to, man. Like, I used to do these kids dirty, boy. You know? Yeah. Now I'm like, damn, boy, these boys, they got that first step on me, you know? Like, it's a whole different game, but it's just like, that respect stayed there, you know? And how to stay there, it's like, you're right, bro. It evolved past basketball. It's showing people game, you know? Like, cause everybody understands, like, with music, yeah, there is, but there's no real lifeline, shelf life for music. There is, but there isn't at the same time, you know? But with ball, there's a shelf life, you know? And the biggest question, I see guys right now, they overseas playing and they don't know what they're doing next. And it's sad because it's like, I know you ain't saving enough money, and it's very, very hard to restart. And restart in a way where it's like, I've been called a baller for 20 years of my life. Who the hell am I? You know, like,
exactly. But that's part of being vulnerable, self-aware. You know, we were both able to be like, this is what we want out of this. You know, where sometimes it's like, yo, people could have attained what we have and what we're going to get, but they were just very not self-aware or vulnerable. It took a while for me to become a man. Honestly, I feel like I became a man in like the last couple of years, to be honest.
Same, man, I'm not even gonna lie.
You know what I mean? Like, because for me, it's like when I was a boy, I thought I was a man because I used to kind of like react and like, yo, well, I'm not gonna take that disrespect. What?
Correct.
We're gonna fight.
Correct.
To me, that was
that was being
what a man was, you know?
What's being a man now?
Honestly, what's being a man now is like, I get inspired by people that are really disciplined, you know, take care of their people. Yeah. You know, not too much about how much money you make, but how much of that you give back. Whether it's the community or family, a lot of people look to a man to lead, you know, and some men abuse their power, some people know how to use their power properly, you know what I mean? I think that's another side of, you know, being a man. Knowing how to use your power,
Righteous decisions, bro.
Exactly.
Because that's the thing, I've seen the last little while, man, you give anybody a little bit of clout or a little bit of like, you shine a little light on them and they lose their minds. They lose their minds, bro.
Exactly.
They stop being the person they were before they had that. And I started understanding, bro, not everybody is able to be in those positions and maintain themselves because they don't know who they are going into those positions. When I started with La Cité, it was in the basement, so we didn't even get an opportunity to use a gym. So I started using a lot of different mobilities and different workouts just to strengthen their core, improve their movement mechanics, and it worked. Fast forward through time, I really don't know what happened, but Tom Hodge was let go from the program and there was a job opportunity. I applied for the job, and once again, I didn't get it. It went to Davey from Evo. And when I didn't get the opportunity the first time, like, this is really like, I know a lot of people are gonna say this is weak and this is not like what a man does and everything, toxic masculinity, but when Dave looked me in the eye and told me, that's Dave the AD, said like, nah, we're gonna give the job to Davies, we're not giving it to you, I cried, you know? Because I had nothing, you know. That was an opportunity that I wanted to take full advantage of. And like, with my passion, I thought I was ready for it. I almost thought the universe prepared me for that opportunity and then they took it from me. So imagine having to be patient. Imagine thinking like, oh my God, like this is for me, and then it gets taken away. It's like, nah, we're gonna give it to this guy, even though you know you're ready for that opportunity. And so I cried. And then I think when the second opportunity came around, August 25th, there was many different factors to it, but I think those tears are the reason I got the job. I think Dave told me after, he's like, yo, the fact that you cried showed me that you wanted it that bad. I was in a position where I really wanted to show everybody what I was capable of when it comes to basketball, how much I've learned over the years of being a player, just being a student of this game, you know? So, like, we got to work.
You know, I had 5 days to create a program. I started right away, started making phone calls, started calling old players that I thought would play under me, started reaching out to people through Instagram, through Prezdential, you know, that respected me and respected what I was doing, what we stood for. And man, we were able to make it happen. I thought no matter where we landed, it was going to be somewhere good. Excellence was the standard. And if you were around us and you did not bring excellence around us, you couldn't be around us. So that was the standard. And with that standard, man, we were able to finish the season, top 10 in the country. That whole ride started from having nothing and getting to the point where you're in the program and you're making the changes.
Execution in the game, and understand that in the game, it's not always gonna go your way. It's not always gonna be pretty. It's gonna games and runs, and at times it's not gonna go at all how you want it to go. But are we gonna be that team that figures it out, overcomes adversity? Because right now we've shown that we have flashes, but can we really put it together?
Heading up to North Bay to play Canadore for the weekend was a great experience. I thought the La Cité men's team really showcased what we were trying to teach them from the beginning of the year. So again, going back to loving the process, you know, some of the guys that came in were a lot more skilled than some of the guys that we had to rebuild again. You know, some guys were in shape, they were training all summer, some guys just got into the game again. So there was a whole process of weeding guys out from tryouts, getting guys in shape, understanding that this is too much for certain guys, them telling us, hey, this is too much for us, you know? So like getting to that point where we were at Canadore, I feel like we had the right guys, and they all literally just performed amazing. They treated it like a business experience. You're heading out there for a purpose. We're not out there to kind of play around. We're not out there to go clubbing. You know, we're not out there to do none of that. We're out there to handle business, win our basketball games, and then come back, experience everything that we can along the journey. But the main purpose of being out there was to make sure that we grow, we win, and we come back better.
Because I remember we used to play ball at the Boys and Girls Club, and then that was crazy. That was an era where everybody was freestyling. And everybody thought that was Murder Mook, Smack DVD when it first dropped. Everybody was a freestyle battler, you know what I mean?
Pierre used to always try to freestyle battle me back then.
But like, yeah, bro, you was on that ball pursuit at first, and then like, all of a sudden I start seeing you doing music. I look around, I turn around again, you friggin' on the Blues Fest roster. I was like, what? Is it my boy out here, man?
Yeah. Like music was always my first passion. Ball, you know, like we talk about this all the time. It's like ball and like music's like this, you know? So like music was always my first passion. Pretty much I kind of like in university really picked up on music and started like selling mixtapes in high school, universities around the city. So I did that process. And then from there, it's just me, I had like, you know, my flat top. I was like spitting, I was spitting over soulful. You know, I even remember back then people being like, yo, no, like you need a hit record. Like, you know, like you can't have these kind of slow beats or whatever. But it's like, for me, I'm telling my story, you know what I mean? And it's like, for me, I was waiting for a time to be able to tell my story, which becomes a hit. And that's what Lately was, you know what I mean? Like Lately wasn't like me being in the studio being like, I want to make a hit. It was just like, I was telling my true story on that song, and you know the beat and the lyrics really moved people. So.
Lately you've been running through my mind. Lately I can't even find a time. Lately I've been going through real.
on the creative side of things, when people create music, I think sometimes that's what they're missing. You know what I mean? They're missing like the true emotion in the music. Even though like we don't like a lot of people don't chase their dreams because of the way the city is. For the ones that do want to chase their dreams, we have the tools. In a city like Ottawa, you're forced to be so creative or so whatever. So the moment you relocate to a place like Toronto or Miami, people are like, yo, what the hell is this? You know what I mean?
Even
like,
that work ethic, everything. Like, what you mean you're doing 12 hours straight? Like, what? That's light, man. Like, you ever do 72 hours no sleep, bro? Like.
Got plenty things to tell you, girl. I hope that you don't mind. You could do your thing before this moment. Give me time. Lately, you've been running through my mind. Lately, I can't even find the time. Lately, I've been going through.
Come in, guys, come in. Good job, man. Good job, man. Hey, guys, swing over. Listen. Continue the momentum. Continue that momentum. What are we doing right now? Rebounding, defense. How many turnovers do we have? One? All right. I used to want to chase greatness, but now greatness is not even good enough. Understand that? So what you guys are doing right now, it's great, but it's not great enough. You understand what I'm saying? So don't get satisfied.
Still stay hungry, stay focused, stay locked in. Let's get it. Family on three. 1, 2, 3.
Pick up your bags and run. It's clearly there's nothing new. Skies were looking gray when you left me out of the blue. Every time I think you're gone, you just seem to follow through. But still, I don't know why I'm calling you right now. Feeling conflicted every time you come around. Got plenty things to tell you, girl. I hope that you don't mind.
Swing, move the ball, wait till the clock goes down, then execute. We're winning because we're staying to what works. Stop going outside of that.
Got plenty things to tell you, girl. I hope that you don't mind. You could do your thing before this moment. Give me time. Lately, you've been running through my mind.
You know, sometimes people will either like, I don't know, go to school or travel to go to school or whatever. Like, that's not really what they wanted to do. And if they actually used all that money and that time to do what they really wanted to do, they might, you know what I mean, be successful. So I think for me, it's what I would tell my younger self and to other younger people, it's just like, you know, like even if you're getting bullied in high school or junior high school, like just know like there's people out there, there's a life out there that's like that fits you, that's perfect for you. Yeah.
Get out the key. No, attack him.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Good job. Not a bad shot. No, it's not a bad shot. No. We got it. Bring it in, guys. Like, basketball is politics. In order to be in the basketball world, you're getting a crash course in politics. There are the gatekeepers that think they can run things, the ones that don't play basketball, you know, trying to manage and run everything. It's like, I play ball. I know the game, and like I know the game in a way where like I put so much time into this game. I saw what it looked like at every level, from the player perspective and also from this back perspective now. So you ain't locking me out. You just can't, you know, like, because I'm gonna open doors that you couldn't even understand you didn't even know how to open them.
I have worked with BIPOC youth in Ottawa's inner city communities for the past 5 years. I also grew up in Overbrook and saw firsthand how trauma, poverty, and a lack of structural support limited our choices in life. I've seen many youth from these communities fall through the cracks due to gaps in the system. Canada is supposed to be a beacon of success both for diversity and quality of life. But there are serious inequalities in terms of who gets access to that quality of life. Many of our current systems are not adequately preparing our at-risk youth with the skills and mental and emotional stability required to succeed in the real world. I believe in the power of Prezdential, in the impact of our programs and community development efforts. I believe with the right support, Prezdential will continue to make real impact in the lives of our youth while fighting these systematic inequalities. Prezdential needs your help. We are on a mission to create sustainability, the sustainability of our community. We are aiming to create our own space where we can continue to implement culturally specific programming, leadership and skills development using sports and other creative outlets as our tools. There is a void of programming for youth after they turn 18. We would like to provide those youth with transitional programming and healthy outlets for their physical and mental health. We are also aiming to expand our success in Overbrook to other priority neighborhoods within Ottawa. These are our current objectives. If you would like to support, donate, or think you can help us towards our mission to create sustainability and grow our impact, please contact us at prezdentialbasketball@gmail.com or reach out to us on Instagram at prezdentialhoops or Facebook at Prezdential.